Hi, Lisbeth here, coming at you with my declutter for my books. I asked my husband if he wanted to declutter any of his 12 uh, shelves of hardback books, but he said no. So this is only the books I have access to. I usually use the library now, so hopefully I'm just going to get down to the books I want to read. I have kind of sorted it once, but that video took forever, so I'm filming it again so I know what I want to keep. This Forever Ecstasy love story I'm going to pass on. I'm going to break the cardinal rule and hold on to it till I go on a cruise, because you can um, leave books off and then take books from other passengers without having to check anything in and out on a cruise. Smart Couples Finish Rich. I really enjoyed this book until I did the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University, and then I prefer that one. So this is going. The Search for God and Guinness. Never read it, so had it for years. Might as well pass that on. Ghost Hunting Ohio and Ghost Hunting Ohio on the Road Again. John Kabucha came to one of the Mensa gatherings, and he actually signed the books for me, but I kind of don't want this kind of energy in my house any longer, and I think maybe, things, I'll just pass these on. Someone else will enjoy them. I don't really want to get into that. I didn't know that. Why we say the things we say. My husband and I are really interested into etymology, like where words come from, where phrases come from, but we've either read them or haven't read them for a couple years, and I'll just pass them on. The Dictionary of Bull Hockey, I never read it. I'm going to pass that on. Apkin Comprehensive Carb Counter, maybe someone else can enjoy that. Poetry, I am not big into poetry. I kept trying to get into poetry, but I'm not. I'll pass that on. Consumer Reports Buying Guide 2014, years gone. Goodbye. User's Guide for a Nokia phone I no longer have. There's no point in that. Cheerleader USA Tryouts to Triumph. I am 50 and I no longer have any use for that. And I think maybe some girl would enjoy that. The Complete Illustrated Guide to Massage, and this is romantic massage. My husband got these for me. He has arthritis. I used to give him a massage every Friday. Hey, I know how to keep my honey happy. But since I've had 3 back surgeries, we now just go to Massage Envy. The True Cognoscentes Culture Test. This was a fun book. I've read it many times, but I'm going to pass it on. Word Histories and Mysteries. By Retirement Held Hostage. Never read it, so I've had it for years. The Secret to Winning Big. I thought this would be really interesting, but I've had it for years and never read it, so passing it on. 100 Bible Verses Everyone Should Know by Heart. What I found is trying to learn them through the books do not work for me. I have a little case with them on like business size cards, and I find that that's a lot easier for me to use. Where's Sunscreen? Where's Sunscreen? I had this for many years, and it's a fun little book, but I'm going to pass that on. Welcome to the Revolution by Brian Tome. I have not read it, and I'm going to. This is my pass on piles over here. The Ghost Whisperer Revenge. I loved watching the Ghost Whisperer Plague-Room. My husband gave me these, and I enjoyed them. I reread them, but now I am just ready to pass them on. These are, and this is the Ghost Whisperer Spirit Guide. These are things that I am going to take with me on the cruise, and trade them out for other passengers' books. The Blue Day book. This is just a cute little. It has a lot of animal pictures on it, and I'm going to keep it, but not upstairs. I'm going to put it with my granddaughter's books. Sports Illustrated Around the World Swimsuit Supermodels. I got this, I think, in the 90s because I was going to use this as inspiration for what normal people's bodies look like. Yeah, I know. And lose weight, but since I weigh more now than I did then, I think it's time to pass it on. Another goodbye pile. All I Need to Know I Learned from My Cat. I've read that many times. Do You Speak American? I've never really read that book. Slam Dunks and No Brainers, Pop Language in Your Life, the Media, and Like Whatever. I only read a few pages of that. Italy 2007. This was a travel book. My husband retired in 2007, and we were signed up to go to Italy. We did that twice, actually, over the last few years. And every time we had to cancel the trip because one time I was in surgery, and one time he ended up having to go to surgery. So we've decided not to schedule trips to Italy any longer because we want to survive. Yeah, I mean, there was nothing wrong with us. Then we signed up for a trip to go to Italy, and then both of us ended up having to have emergency surgery. Okay, World Religions Made Easy. Just to understand what the different ones talked about, passing that on. Scripture Memory Made Easy, passing that on. The Big Book of IQ Tests. Not really interested in that any longer. Humorous crosswords. I don't particularly care for crosswords, and the print's too small for my husband, so I'm going to pass that on. Paper Creations, Mythical Creature Origami. The Great Origami Book. And Origami, Easy to Make Paper Creations. I thought I was interested in this type of thing, but what I realized is I was only interested in the cute little papers to use for scrapbooking. And I've made like one origami creature, and I realized that's just not where my interest lies, so I'm passing that on. Keeping the cute papers that come with it, of course. SAT and PSAT, I used to get these type of books, and ACT and GMAT and that kind of thing when they went on sale at the bookstores, because I used to do these for fun. But now I'm more into love stories and declutter books, so I'm passing that on. Then, for some reason, in my book area, I have 3 old Cincinnati Bell directories. One 2010-2011, one 2008-2009, and one 2013-2014. Well, we have directories downstairs, so I do not think I need these. So I'm going to get rid of those. Okay, that's more get rid of. Okay, now for the keep. What did I decide to keep? I have 7 of these like trivia puzzle books, Sudoku books, a couple of those, 3 of those. Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? This is what I do when I'm like at the airport traveling is my puzzle books. So there's 7 of those. I'm going to keep those. Now, books that I keep that I actually reread, because I figure, what is the point of keeping books if I'm never going to reread them? Kitten Caboodle, I just think this is like the cutest little, it's got little kitties in there. I look at that every so often. This is the Champions on Ice 2002 Olympic Tour. I actually went to see the Champions on Ice, and this was the program book you could purchase, and I just enjoy that so much, and I reread it all the time. Or look at the pictures, I guess. Simplify Your Life by Elaine St. James. Love that. Yoga, Richard Hittleman's Yoga 28-Day Exercise Plan. When I actually follow it, I feel great. Of course, I fall off the wagon every now and then, but I always jump back on. Heart to Heart by Devin Hansen. Bunch of, drawings of her heart people kind of things. So I really enjoy that. I have a lot of her art framed on my walls. 1 Year to an Organized Life. I had stopped purchasing books, and then 4 or 5 months ago, I was just browsing and saw this one for pretty inexpensive. I think it was on sale. So I went ahead and picked it up, even though most of the books I get from the library. It's by month, so I'm going to keep it for at least a year and go by month and see what I can declutter. History of Soaps. My mother and I used to watch the same soap, so that was fun because it's around the 70s and 80s when I really enjoyed watching, and we talked about them with each other all the time. Soap operas, best weddings. I do look at this every year, a few times a year, to look at the beautiful wedding dresses. Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. This is the workbook. My husband and I went through the Financial Peace University. It was offered through our church, and it made a big, wonderful difference in our financial life, which actually affects your whole life. George S. Clason, The Richest Man in Babylon. I've reread this many times. It's in story form, but it gives a lot of good money lessons. Medieval Passions. Live the Fantasy. You can actually give them, you go to this website, www.romancebyou.com, and give them your name, your boyfriend's name, husband's name, friends' names, hair color, eye colors, and you can pick out different books. I chose Medieval Passion, but they have like Vampire Love and cruise ships and win the lottery and that kind of stuff. So it's fun. Non-campus Mentis. World History According to College Students. This is a hilarious book. Hilarious. You come to Favorite Poems for Readers of All Ages. It's Robert Frost. I'm not that much into poetry, but I do enjoy some of Robert Frost's poems, so I'm keeping that. New Words for You. It basically teaches you roots and entrances and suffixes, like intra, intro, port, what the different root words mean. Chron, like CHRON, means time. And that way you can figure out what words mean if you know what the roots mean. This is the main book for David Ramsey, Financial Peace. It says revisited, but if you can go through his Financial Peace University, I highly recommend it. And this, Your Best Life Now by Joel Osteen. I'd had it in the discard pile the first time I did it, but I had to pull it back out because, I kept telling myself I could get it from the library again, but I think I'm going to keep it at least through this sort. I enjoy it a lot. Let's see, so that's 16 books I am keeping. And I got one more pile. Let's bring this pile. Now this is a crazy pile. Why I have this many in this pile, there are 12. They range from these teeny ones to a travel journal to these, I got these ring binders, to ones that look like regular books and journals. These are all empty. I was going to write the Great American Novel at one point. Then I was going to just put ideas in them. And now I think maybe I'll just use them for to-do lists, because what is the point of having all these empty books? It is crazy. I mean, I love the covers on a lot of them. I mean, that's just, freaking. But, there's some really neat stuff. This is just a plain black one. But why do I need 12 empty books? So I'm going to start using this for my to-do list, scratch papers, whatever, because, I've had many of these for years, and they're still empty. So 12 of these empty write-in books that I am going to keep at least through this sort, that I'm going to commit to using. 16 books that I like to reread and keep. 7 puzzle books that I use for vacation. The 1 book that I'm going to put down to my granddaughter. And then, I don't know if you can see the pile back there of, either throw out because they're old or get rid of. There are 41 books that I am giving away. So that's my declutter. Thanks, you guys, for watching. Give this a thumbs up if you like these kind of videos. Like and subscribe, and I will talk with you guys later.